Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty crazy things to go over. Some more potential leaks have dropped for Generation 10. We have some new Pokemon events that have been announced, and as well as that, some new rumors regarding themes for the Nintendo Switch 2 have also dropped. A lot of things to break down today, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's go over these new potential Generation 10 leaks. They come from the same source as last time. This is Moot. Again, track record, not really anything crazy, legitimate, but apparently they have some really strong Pokemon anime leaks that they've told in the past, so that's why people are kind of giving this more attention than usual. But again, at the end of the day, still take it with a massive grain of salt. We'll have to wait and see if this is true or not. But the most recent leaks that they bring us today are more kind of information about these gimmicks and these forms and stuff that are going to be present in the Generation 10 games. So again, take it with a grain of salt, but either way, Moot saying hashtag Gaia, final Gaia post for a while probably. Again, the game's not coming out till next November, so the fact that we're getting these leaks already is kind of crazy, but again, we don't know if they are true. Anyway, due to popular request, I'll be making a sort of outline for the new mechanic, codenamed Apotheosis or Apotheses or something like that. Please note that this information is entirely subject to change and it is not finalized, but elements of it were present in or hinted at in the Terra leak. Read below. I don't know, when people say things like this, you know, could entirely change and stuff, it's a little bit of an escape route, but it is true, it could generally entirely change because the game's not coming out for over a year, so they very well could go and change things. But I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit of an escape route when people say that. But anyway, let's take a look at this. So it says the margin. So a collection of extra dimensional beings led by a mysterious figure. These gods are able to possess both people and Pokemon alike. Regional folklore states that these margin raised the islands out of the sea itself and are the guardian deities of their respective islands. When possessing a powerful enough vessel, they are able to channel their power into reality, shaping their domains in their image. So I feel like these are sort of, I don't know if you guys know what a margin is and stuff, but I guess in this sense, they would take control of either a person or a Pokemon, and they would gain the powers of this margin, and that they would act as this vessel. So I don't know if this would be more of like an evil kind of thing that's happening in the game or not, but apparently these are going to be present. I assume these would be forms, less likely to be the gimmick, but either way. Then goes on to say the vessels, so particularly powerful Pokemon possessed by the margin. So concept art showed the leader of the margin possessing a legendary / mythical Pokemon, granting it incredible power, as well as some slight coloration changes and a visible aura, not unlike the ones granted to trial bosses in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. The vessel is the locus of the margin's power, gaining the ability to shape the environment, unleash incredibly powerful attacks, and much more. So yeah, I think this would be some sort of form that the Pokemon will be getting that makes them a lot more powerful, a little bit like Mega Evolutions and stuff like that. We then have the Apotheosis or Apotheses. When holding a certain item specific to a margin, a player's Pokemon can be blessed by said margin. So this leads to stat changes in the vein of the margin. So offensive margin gives plus offensive stats, etc. When activated, clouds envelop the Pokemon in a swirling vortex and lightning strikes, blessing the Pokemon. So this would be the gimmick, I assume, where if they have a specific item that's related to a certain margin, and again, I think they said there's going to be about 8 of them or something like that, then they gain stats, whether that be an offense or defense, depending on the margin. And when activated, you know, these clouds kind of go around this Pokemon in a swirling vortex, lightning strikes, everything like that, and they are blessing the Pokemon, and it's basically giving them a new form and giving them new stats and stuff. And I think that is the kind of 24 sort of number this person was stating the other day. The Apostles, so certain species of Pokemon gain more from Apotheosis than others. These species are attuned to a specific margin, and when they use Apotheosis with that margin's item, they truly ascend, gaining what's functionally a Mega Evolution in the image of their margin. So basically, what this is saying, I think, is every Pokemon can kind of get this margin sort of bless, where they gain stats and something or whatever in a specific stat, so whether that be attack or defense or whatever. And then this is certain Pokemon that then gain an additional kind of form and they gain extra stats and stuff. And this would be like a sort of Mega Evolution boost. That's what it kind of reads like. So this would be the kind of 24 Pokemon that they're talking about. And this is basically every Pokemon gets this. So a little bit like Dynamax, kind of Z-move sort of situation. And then this is kind of like Mega Evolutions, Gigantamax, but they're all kind of in one game. And they said, if you read this far, have a little fun on your way out. So surfing is fun, ride the tide. So this is the 24 Pokemon that I guess are more likely to be in the game. And again, the 41 is the sort of, I guess, pool of these Pokemon that they're kind of choosing from for this game. So again, when they say M7, that means it's a Pokemon from Generation 7 that begins with the letter M. So that could be like Mimikyu, for example. So we've got M7, which again could be Mimikyu, M5, which could be, I don't know, a Pokemon that begins with M from Generation 5. My mind's gone blank, but you get the idea. F from Generation 3. We have B from Generation 4. So that could be like Bastiodon or something. D from Generation 1. So that's probably going to be like Dragonite. P from Generation 1. So that could be like Pikachu. We don't know if this affects any kind of Pokemon or just final stages. And then R from Generation 1, that could be like Rapidash or Rhydon or something like that. And then from the 41, we have M from Generation 3 and P from Generation 3, M from Generation 4 and P from Generation 4, R from Generation 3, R from Generation 3, R from Generation 3. I'm trying to think what they would be. They're probably the Regis, actually, right? R, yeah, it'd have to be the Regis. T from Generation 6, I from Generation 7, and they said bruh, and then C from Generation 9 and A from Generation 9 as well. So that's kind of more of an update regarding the sort of gimmicks and the forms and stuff going on with Pokemon Generation 10. We also have these updates as well saying Whoops was M4, P4, not M3 and P4 from kind of this post. So that's just a little bit of an update regarding that. So that could be Manaphy and Fione, I guess. I'm assuming a lot of legendaries and mythicals are going to get these sort of forms and stuff because it just kind of gives you that kind of legendary, kind of godlike vibe to this gimmick. And as well as that, we have a couple more of these 24 and 41. So we've got W from Generation 2, and then we have S from Generation 8, and then of the 41, T from Generation 2, K from Generation 2, and B from Generation 7. And then we also have this as well saying, I will name the Mons possessed by Margin as Vessels, not an official code name. This was part of the info sent to me last night. And then Vessel 1 is D, and this is the only vessel I know. It was shown in a concept art about the Margin / mechanic later on. It's an existing Mon and is a legendary / mythical. So the first vessel that or the only vessel they know about begins with D, and it's a legendary / mythical. So it could be like Deoxys, could be Diancie. I'm trying to think of other legendaries and mythicals off the top of my head that begin with the letter D. Can't think of any more, but yeah. Deoxys, Diancie, something like that. Could be the Pokemon there. But anyway, those are all the latest Generation 10 leaks. Again, believe them if you want. I'm very skeptical because, like I say, I've not heard of this person before. So if they get all of this, if they end up getting all of this true, then fair play. They're going to have a very good track record because there's a lot of information they're kind of giving out. Again, they could just be fooling everyone. But at the end of the day, just covering it for you guys. Let me know your thoughts on it. But those are the latest potential Generation 10 leaks. Moving on, we have some new Nintendo Switch 2 rumors regarding themes. Now, I don't know about you, but I really expect themes to be on this console. We got them on the 3DS. We didn't get them on the Nintendo Switch, but now for the Nintendo Switch 2, apparently they are returning. We've not had any information about it yet. We've not seen anything about it yet, but this is a rumor. I do not know where this rumor comes from, but it is just posted on this account, so I don't know the validity of it, so obviously take it with a massive grain of salt. They have posted a lot of correct rumors in the past, so I'm hoping this one is another one of those, because themes, I mean, it's so easy for them to do. It lets you personalize your console, and it's easy money for them as well. They don't really have to do much. But anyway, new Nintendo Switch 2 rumors. So themes will be available from firmware version 2.0 onwards, possibly 2.1 or 2.2. So we don't know how far into the Switch 2's lifespan that this is going to be a thing, but apparently during that firmware version 2, possibly 2.1, 2.2, is when themes are going to be available for the Nintendo Switch 2. They will be unlocked through Platinum points and quests, NSO exclusivity, and some will be requiring payment via the eShop. No NSO required. I really like the idea. Platinum points, a lot of people just kind of get them easily just from like buying things and stuff like that. So then being able to use them to buy themes, I think would be a really, really cool idea. You can also get them from quests as well. So that'd be in a Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, we know we don't get achievements in this console, so I don't know what they mean by quests there, but apparently that is something that another way you can get themes. And then also some will be requiring payment as well, so you can buy some as well. And then this is a concept only. This isn't obviously a theme of what it's going to look like. It says, source, numerous comments have been made regarding the black theme, suggesting that it will be requiring payment. However, that's clearly inaccurate. So that's what the source is saying. But again, hopefully it's true. I definitely expect themes on this console. I don't know why they wouldn't have them. Again, I don't know why the Switch 1 didn't have them. It just didn't make any sense to me. But let me know your thoughts on this. Would you like to see themes on the Nintendo Switch 2, or are you just not buying it? Coming up next, we have some new Pokemon events that have been announced. The first one is about Pokemon Go, so I've got HDvee update here. Pokemon Go is continuing the test of the Go Pass feature again from May the 6th with a new Pokemon Go Pass featuring encounters with Yveltal. So you'll get all this kind of stuff here, and then you'll also get an encounter with Yveltal as well from the new kind of Pokemon Go Pass. And then as well as that, we have a new event announced for Pokemon Go. We've got HDvee here tweeting out saying, HDvee update, the Pokemon Go Crown Clash Taken Over event has been announced. It adds Shadow Dialga into the game, and it runs from the 14th of May through to the 18th of May. So the 14th of May is not next week, it's the week after, and that runs for a few days there, and this is a bit more information about this event. So the event bonuses, Team Go Rocket will appear more frequently. You can use a charge TM to help Shadow Pokemon forget the charge attack frustration, and then obviously caught Pokemon via 1- and 3-star Shadow Rays during the event will have a wider variance of attack, defense, and HP. You can save Shadow Dialga, so a pretty good Shadow Pokemon there. Shadow Pokemon as well that are going to pop up more frequently, Slakoth, Inkay, Tyrant, and Amora. 1-star raids, Shadow Magnemite, Cyndaquil, Murkrow, and Spoink. And then from 3-star raids, you're going to see Lapras, Piloswine, and Gerda. Eggs are going to have Larvitar and Pawniard. Field research task rewards, you can buy more time research, Pokestop showcases, everything like that. Just a little bit of an update there regarding the new kind of Pokemon events. Again, I don't really play Pokemon Go anymore. I just don't really like the direction that it's gone. But I know a lot of you guys do, and this is the latest kind of Shadow event for that game. Finishing things off though, we have a new Generation 10 rumor to take a look at. This was posted on 4chan all the way back on the 13th of January. I don't think we covered it though. I don't believe I've seen this before, but it was posted on Twitter, so I thought I'd cover it for today's video since we have been talking about Generation 10 information. 4chan is of course back online, so I think you're going to see a lot more kind of rumors and stuff being popped up over there and all that jazz. But anyway, let's take a look at this. Take it with a grain of salt though. It was posted on 4chan. Like I say, it was posted a while ago as well. But they say that the Aegis, so no gyms in the game, 12 islands and 8 divine Pokemon that project them. Which is interesting, because I swear we've just said something about 8 Pokemon that Moot said a while back. I swear we just spoke about this. I'm pretty sure they said, I don't know where it is, but it's something to do with 8 kind of things. I don't really know where it is, but either way, I definitely remember saying something about 8. So this would have got that right all the way back in January. And these divine Pokemon could be these like margins that they're talking about, or these sort of vessels or whatever, and then obviously they protect them. Fast travel plus new selection of rides, so you can obviously air ride by flying, additional ground ride, and an additional water ride. Again, we're expecting to be able to go underwater in this game, so I think we'd get like a diveable Pokemon. Fast travel is a necessity, especially if we're going to be going from island to island, but then obviously being able to fly on those islands as well would also be very, very useful. And an additional ground Pokemon, of course, for, you know, when you don't want to fly. And then it says improved catching mechanic and shaders. So I don't know what they mean by an improved catching mechanic. I don't know if that means that it's going to be similar to Legends Arceus and Legends ZA, where you just catch them in the overworld and then that's that, or it's going to be where you go into the battle and then you catch them. I don't really know. I really prefer the Legends kind of Arceus and ZA approach, where you can just do it free flow, where you can just be running and then throw a Pokeball and catch a Pokemon. I much prefer that, and then if you want to battle them, you throw your Pokemon at them. But I understand that that is a kind of a Legends sort of unique gameplay feature, so we're probably not going to see that in Gen 10, but you never know. It says new legendary Pokemon. There's going to be 2 knights that are legendary Pokemon, which I guess kind of makes sense. Like I could see some knights getting sort of possessed by these margins and stuff, making them evil or whatever. And then also concept arts are already circulating. No new Pokemon are shown. So I don't know what these concepts are. We've not seen anything really. Nothing's popped up regarding that. The only image we've seen from Generation 10 is, of course, Luminion. So I don't know if they're talking about that. Because I think this was obviously before that Luminion image as well. Because this was all the way, like, say, back in January. So this would have been before that Luminion image. So maybe they were referring to that. And it says, don't waste time on X or YouTube streams. So I don't... Like I say, we're getting a bit of information from Twitter as of right now. So again, this was posted in January before. I think they were kind of talking about like Riddler-Coup and stuff there. But either way, that is a rumor that apparently might be real. It's been getting a lot of traction online. Again, it looks like they've got this kind of 8 divine Pokemon correct. The rest of it seems kind of, yeah, I mean, I could definitely get behind it, but obviously got to take it with a grain of salt. It is a post on 4chan at the end of the day. But that is everything that I wanted to go over in today's video. Let me know your thoughts on everything that we covered. What are your thoughts on this rumor? Do you think it is true? What are your thoughts on all these Gen 10 kind of gimmick leaks and Pokemon form leaks and everything like that? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it, because I'm very skeptical about it. As I say, not seen this person before, so I don't know what their track record is like. But let me know your thoughts on it. And then also, let me know your thoughts on the Switch 2 themes. Do you expect the Nintendo Switch 2 to have themes? And then also, what are your thoughts on the latest Pokemon Go events as well? But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.